Hello everyone, my name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Kingdoms. Now if it's still Rise of Civilization, it does not matter, it will change the name to Rise of Kingdoms. What this video is going to be about, we are dedicating the full day for Baibars. Does he deserve it? Our Justin Baibars, I'm not entirely sure if he does deserve it, but I preserved a couple of my time, so I'm gonna try to help you out. Set up your Baibars, where can he be used, how, with who, and so on. Right, before I'm gonna start talking and debating a little bit about him, because he is an epic commander, I have to say that leveling up his stars is not very expensive, and same for his skills. Now in terms of his skills, if you want to max out his all skills and obtain his expertise, you're going to need 440 after you summon him. So you need 10 to summon him, and then you need another 440 to max his skills and unlock his expertise. Now if you want to do his stars, I can only tell you about the 5th and 6th stars. They are usually the most expensive one on epic and legendary. So 4 to 5 is going to cost you about 100. I'm talking about the regular star, the normal single stars, not the one that grant you a lot of experience. And if you go from 5 to 6, it's going to cost you about 300. Now I have done videos where I've 6 stars my commanders. There's plenty of them. You can check the playlist where this video is actually in, and you will see Boudica, I believe, and some others where I just 6-star them, and you can see clearly how many stars is needed. Right, now let's start with his skills and let's see where Baibars is actually going to excel. In terms of his talents, there is a link in the description of the video which is going to guide you to my Discord, and on the Discord there is a talent tree channel where I have put all the talent pages or drawings, or how would you like to call them. Right, now his skills. Sandstorm, he does a fan shape area. Now if you don't know what the fan shape area is, you probably noticed this at Sun Tzu, Richard, YG, Kusunoki does something similar like that. They are able to hit a multiple of targets. Now it says here maximum of 3 targets and reduce the current target march speed. Well, that's not really that great. It does help in some situations when people are retreating. The direct damage factor can go up to 750. Now because he's a cavalry commander, he has a cavalry attack bonus increased by 20%. Because it is a attack, this is very great because this is what nukers need. And the reason why I call them nukers, just so you guys know, before this skill thing was changed, it used to be nuker, and now they just change it into skill, so I'm very used to calling it a nuker. Basically every commander that has a direct damage factor skill, I just call him a nuker because it does damage. So this is very, very helpful for him being a cavalry commander and having a attack bonus, because this is exactly what nukers need in general. The higher the attack the troops got, the higher the damage the nukers will do. Now unfortunately he has conquering as well. I'm not very, very hyped about epic commanders hitting cities. It's not very, very advisable. If you actually want to do that, is entirely your choice. I would say that that is a legendary job. If you actually want to hit cities, you should let legendary commanders do it. That's just my advice. So when attacking a city, normal attacks have a 100% chance to decrease garrison attack and defense. Well, while this sounds crazy, he has a very good utility. So as crazy as it sounds, but he has a very good utility. What I'm trying to say by that, well, if you single march hit the city while a rally is hitting the city, you're going to reduce the attack and defense of the city. But will that actually worth the amount of dead troops that you will have? Will that actually worth it? I'm not very hyped about it, so again I do not advise you to hit cities with epic commanders or with Baibars. The skill though, it's pretty awesome, but it's not going to have a value in any way you want to put it. For skill, After leaving the battle, but not when routed. When routed, so I finally managed to understand what that means, is when you get smashed. So when you get smashed, and you have that sad face, that's it. So when you left the battle, here's a portion of your slightly wounded and increase march speed. March speed goes up to 50%. Well, that is crazy. So you can go in the battle. If things go sideways, you just bounce off and you get 50% march speed for the next 10 seconds, so you can bounce off even faster. Hitting factor is not great, is nothing big. 200 is non-existent, but the march speed for 10%, this grants you a lot of options and a lot of possibility with Baibars. Then once you obtain his expertise, damage factor goes up to 1000 and heals up to 5 targets. And they reduce their march speed by 50%. Holy wow. That sounds really, really cool, man. I like what I read. Now, do I usually advise people to invest in Justin? I don't think so. This is the main reason why, because he does a fan shape area, is nothing short about his damage, so march speed reduction is not something that you are looking for. A little bit of damage factor if you're free to play and you don't have high research and all that. That's damage factor. This direct damage factor is not going to be that great. Only 20% attack. So with it. This one is pretty bad. You're definitely not going to benefit from it. And this is just to run away. So ish about Baibars, to be honest, as a cavalry commander. Although he has some utilities. As I mentioned, I don't advise people to work on him, but because he has some utilities, he could be like a side project, like for later on. He could be something that you work on. And here it is where he excels, I mean, in my opinion. There is this guy called Sun Tzu. When this guy is going to obtain his expertise, he's going to hit up to 5 targets. He's going to have a large amount of rage restoration, like 50 per target, so he can go up to 250 rage restoration, which is probably the highest rage restoration that I have seen in one blow. WTF to that, plus it has 800 damage factor and another 200 damage factor. So they're both going to do up to 1000 each if they have the expertise. Now if you look over here, it says kill damage bonus by another 20%. That will work for Baibars as well. On this one it says damage taken reduced by 10%. It is a infantry commander, but that's not what you are looking for. What I'm trying to say is that if you use Baibars with a full cavalry march and you use Sun Tzu as a second in command, this could be a very, very strong setup. You'll have skill damage bonus, you'll have attack to your cavalry, you'll have a lot of rage restoration, and you have 2 AoEs. On top of that, you'll have a lot of march speed if you don't like what's happening on the battle. So the moment you retreat, you're gonna get the 50% march speed once you left the battle. Well, that's considering that people are not actually slowing you down so much and you can actually leave the battle. You will get that 50% march speed and it will give you a lot of time to bounce off. So you can basically choose your battles using this particular build. Now, how else could Sun Tzu, who else could Baibars work with? Would be Mehmed II. How about that? There's nothing wrong with Mehmed II, and it can actually be probably a much better pair than he is with Sun Tzu. The reason why is because of the second skill. You have 20% attack bonus, which is exactly what your troops need, so you can have higher nuke. Then you have 20% skill damage bonus, which Sun Tzu has it as well. Then you have the main skill, which is already hitting up to 5 targets, and it goes up to 1150, so it's much powerful AoE damage. So you max out the first 2 seconds, you take full cavalry march with Baibars, then you put your Mehmed II on the second place, and there you go. Mehmed is also a conquering. You're probably wondering, will they actually work in sieging cities? You could try it, but there's no defense. You will take a tremendously large amount of damage, and I'm not sure if your single target nuking will actually compensate. So still, I wouldn't advise this setup for cities. However, Mehmed is a very good city hitter, but with Julius Caesar in front and him as a second in command. For AoE, I do apologize. For AoE, definitely Baibars and Mehmed can make a very good pair. If you actually manage to get troops capacity bonus, that will be even better. Expertise, oh my god. I don't want to go that far. Now, who else could he work with? Honestly, I wouldn't actually pair him with any other AoE commanders. The reason why is because he's a cavalry and he has a specific, I'm talking about Baibars, because he has a specific cavalry attack bonus. If you want to pair him with YSG, you're already losing a lot of bonuses. First of all, if you want to pair him with YSG, YSG has the second skill, which is Archer's attack bonus, which is specific for Archer. So if you only take cavalry with him, with your Baibars, then you're most likely only going to benefit from the main skill, fourth skill, and eventually if you unlock the expertise. At that point, you're probably not going to use Baibars anyway. So yeah, that would be the pair that I would actually match him with either Sun Tzu or Mehmed, and only the first two skill. Obviously, if you actually want to pair him with any other cavalry commander, will do great. I mean, you want to pair him with Belisarius and just get 100% march speed when you leave the battle, which is this one, I believe so. Yeah, they both have the same thing, so that's going to be 50 plus 50%. For 10 seconds you're going to have 100% march speed after you leave the battle, so don't make false hopes about that. If you actually want to use them for that, that's going to be great, but their specialty, I would say, is for AoE, and most likely the best utility would be Ark of Osiris, where the damage is 100% AoE damage, and you know, tremendous amount of things happening. In the real world, I wouldn't really count so much in AoE commanders because they don't really have that much sustainability, and you can't really control your troops in the real world like you do it in Ark. In Ark, you have the free movement of speech. That means that you can move your troops in whichever direction you want. It's a little bit harder in the real world, so that's why you can see that my AoE commanders, they are not even upgraded. I never had or seen very good performance from them. Right, that being said, that's pretty much about Baibars. As I was mentioning, on the talents, you'll find them on my Discord, or I can take another 2 minutes of this video and just post them for you guys. So let me just go real quick, because it looks like I have them over here. Look at that, Baibars cavalry or skill. So how about that? So there he is. So this is the skill talent path. Now you've seen that I've put latent power. You're probably wondering what latent power does. Latent power does is increasing the additional damage. So if you're ever going to group him with a commander like Sun Tzu, you know, Sun Tzu on his expertise, it does 800 plus 200 damage. That latent power is going to increase that additional damage. Now if you think that is nothing very powerful, or there's not something you would find very useful, then you can try your luck with Naked Rage, but then you're also going to get 6% skill damage. It's, you know, it's Naked Rage in the end. You either give it or you either take it. It has, you know, two ways going. So you can put those 3 points, you can put them on the Naked Rage, or maybe you don't find Naked Rage useful as well, and then you can find some other points like another 3% cavalry health. But this particular build is made for nuking, not for surviving, so you want to think about that. And the next one, if you actually want to use it, is going to be this one. This is a full cavalry talent build. I pretty much like this cavalry build. I like it a lot. I use it on my Minamoto when is real world events happening. So on real world events happening, I have the same build on my Minamoto. I go with more cavalry than with skill. But for Ark of Osiris, where I usually advise Baibars, that is really good, is the other one with the full skill pad, because that's what you need. You need damage in Ark of Osiris. You have the 100% bonus, so there you go. You just do a lot of AoE damage, you know, slow your enemy, kill your enemy, nuke them, bash them hard. I'm getting excited already. To spice up a little bit more this video, I'm gonna do something else for you guys. I didn't have it in plan, but you know what, let's just do it. So many people are asking me how to get a 4-star commander at level 10, but do I advise that? No, I do not freaking advise that. It's not something you should do. You should always max out the first skill, and then you should unlock the other. I play for 7 months, 7 and more months in this server, I think a half or something like that, and if commanders are not maxed out, it doesn't really work for me to use them. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna show you how you can jump from 1 to 4-star. If this is something that you want, that's entirely your choice. Now you're not already noticing that I have done that, because for me Belisarius is always going to be a second in command. I only need to care from his benefits. Talents only work from the main commander. Apply to both and your army, but only work from the main commander. So for that particular reason, you're noticing that I have even Hannibal Barca. WTF to that, level 10 legendary commander at 4 stars. And I have Osman as well, because they're always going to be used as second in command. So now I'm gonna do the same thing with Baibars, because basically if I ever gonna use him, he's gonna have max skills even if I'm gonna level him up. So let's go ahead and get him from 1 to 4 stars. Now develop, critical hit, develop. Now if this is gonna critical hit, we're not gonna try that. Alright, so this is how the trick it works. So it's 4 of those of 800 experience, and then is 2 of the 400 experience. You're noticing that it's already going to jump 2 stars, and then is like filling up half of the 3rd star. Now if this is gonna critical hit, it's all about chances. If this is gonna critical hit, it's gonna go all the way to 4 stars. Now is it going to? It has 60% chances. Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen, and it didn't critical hit. Now I should have gone with another one, single star, and then probably try, so it didn't. There you go, bad luck. There is chances and non-chances. It worked on the other commanders, on this one it didn't work. But that's how you can do it. If I would have tried one more time with the single stars and it would have critical hit, it would have gone to the 2nd star, so that wouldn't be pretty beneficial for me. That's why I had to go with the build. Yep. If actually you want to do this, you know, it's up to you, it's your decision. But first maxed out his first skill. So let's see how far can we go. Upgrade. Yes, more damage to garrison, more damage and attack reduction to the garrison. Definitely we are going to use him for that. Until next time, this is your boy Legend Ronnie signing out. Peace out, yo, and take care.